All right, let's talk about Australia's energy transition. For businesses, this is, well, it's one of the biggest challenges out there right now, but it's also a massive opportunity. So the big question is, right, how do you take what could be a really complex, maybe even costly energy project and flip it into a high-performing asset that actually makes you money? We're going to break down exactly how that works. So the thing is, Australia's energy grid, it's not just changing, it's in the middle of a truly historic transformation. I mean, this is a once-in-a-generation kind of shift. All the old ways we thought about generating and moving power, they're being completely rewritten. And that creates a whole new ballgame, especially for commercial and industrial businesses. And that really brings us to the million-dollar question, the one every single business leader should be asking themselves right now. Is your energy strategy actually ready for this? I mean, is it really built to handle not just the challenges, but also the huge opportunities that are coming with this new grid? Okay, so to really get why the solution works, we've got to first understand the problem inside and out. Let's dive into Australia's big energy challenge. And look, this isn't just some opinion piece. This comes straight from the top. We're talking about the Australian Energy Market Operator, AEMO. They're the ones running the show. And in their 2026 plan, they've basically put up a big red flag. They're saying we have a critical, urgent need for new dispatchable energy assets. And what's dispatchable? It's simple, really. It's energy you can turn on and off whenever you need it, which is absolutely crucial for keeping the lights on and the grid stable. So let's break that down a bit more, because grid stability can sound kind of abstract. What are the real-world problems we're facing? Well, first up, the intermittency of renewables. The sun doesn't always shine, the wind doesn't always blow. Then you've got just getting connected to the grid, which can be an absolute nightmare. On top of that, there are constant battles with voltage and frequency stability. And finally, the way we all use power is changing fast. These aren't just minor headaches, these are the major hurdles we have to clear. Okay, so with that pretty complicated picture painted, how on earth do you actually build and run a successful project in this environment? Well, that brings us to the idea of a life cycle solution. And this is so important. The answer here isn't just going out and buying some hardware, just getting a battery delivered or slapping some solar panels on the roof. That's not the solution. The real solution, the one that actually works, is an integrated end-to-end partnership. It's someone who's with you for the entire journey, the whole life of the asset. So what does that partnership actually look like? Well, it's all built on three core pillars of success. Number one, engineering and design. Number two, system integration and delivery. And number three, operations and optimization. Think of these as the three legs of the stool. Let's dig into each one. All right, first up, pillar one, engineering for success. Everything, and I mean everything, starts here. This is the foundation for a project that's actually going to be profitable. So what are we really talking about here? It's all about taking a deep dive into your specific energy needs, looking at the real opportunities out there in the market, and then translating all of that into a system that is from day one designed to be grid-ready, dispatchable, and of course, operable. This is literally the blueprint for success. And this isn't just talk. The results are concrete things you can hold in your hand. We're talking about detailed feasibility reports that tell you if the project even makes sense technically and financially, crystal clear diagrams of the system architecture, rock solid plans for connecting to the grid and making sure you're compliant, and maybe most importantly, this is where we map out the control strategies to make sure your asset is primed to make money from the get-go. It's all about taking the risk out of the equation before you even think about buying any equipment. Okay, so you got that solid blueprint. Now what? We move on to pillar two, and this is all about actually building the thing, delivering a turnkey asset. System integration. This is where the magic really happens. It's about turning that paper plan into a real, working, physical system. And the goal is simple. Get it delivered on time, make sure it's stable the second it's switched on, and ensure it's fully signed off by all the grid authorities. Having that single point of responsibility is huge. It means no more finger pointing between a dozen different vendors, which, let's be honest, is where projects get delayed and costs blow out. And just look at this. It gives you a sense of the incredible complexity we're dealing with here. You've got batteries, you've got software, you've got grid connections, all these different pieces of a giant puzzle. Our job is to manage all that complexity and make sure everything, the hardware, the software, the grid connection, all works together as one seamless, intelligent system. All right, the asset is built, it's switched on, but we are not done. Not even close. Now we get to what is, for my money, the most important part for your bottom line. Pillar 3, operations for profit. This is really where the long-term value gets unlocked. It's not a set-and-forget thing. It's about constantly monitoring, constantly tweaking, constantly optimizing to make your system more stable, more cost-effective, and, of course, more profitable. Every single day for its entire life. It's the difference between having a static piece of equipment sitting there and having a dynamic financial asset that is actively working for you. So what does that actually mean for you, the person who owns the asset? It means someone is watching its performance in real time. It means the strategy is constantly being optimized to capture the best prices in the market. It means your asset can be orchestrated as part of a virtual power plant, which opens up totally new ways to make money. And of course, it means proactive maintenance and support. This is active management, and it's what drives real profit.
So, what kind of difference can this smart active optimization really make? How about this? 14x, a 14 times increase.
Now, that's not a made-up number. That comes from a real case study. There was an asset providing what's called frequency regulation services, basically helping keep the grid balanced. Before optimization, it was making about $1,400 a day. After optimization, it jumped to nearly $19,500 a day. That, right there, is the power of having experts manage the operations. When you pull it all together, the whole point of this entire process, from engineering to operations, is to deliver one thing: revenue from day one, not just breaking even. We're talking about a real, significant, and optimized return on your investment from the very second that asset is switched on.
Okay, let's wrap this up. When it all comes down to it, this is about a fundamental shift in how you think about energy projects. It's about your asset and your revenue.
So the whole journey is really a simple, proven process. 1, you de-risk the project right from the beginning with expert engineering. 2, you simplify the super complex building phase with turnkey integration. And 3, you maximize your profit with smart lifecycle operations. De-risk, simplify, maximize. And that really leaves us with one final and I think critical question for you to think about. When you look at your next energy project, is it going to be another complicated cost center that you just have to manage? Or is it going to be a high-performing financial asset that's actually driving revenue back into your business? Really, the difference comes down to who you choose to partner with.